Back in action, close to home, UFC 325 taking on Benoit Saint Denis in the co-main event. It is always my great pleasure to catch up with Dan Hooker. Dan, how are you?
Nah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. We're on the last week I had training before we fly over Sunday to Sydney. So it's always easy when you're in that last week because you show up to every hard session and you're like, oh, well, it's the last one. It's the last one. It's not. I feel like the previous couple of weeks, it's always a little bit tougher because you're like, oh, I got three more. But ticking off the last, and then we'll be ready to go.
Yeah, coming out of the Arman fight, I know you mentioned like you wanted to do Sydney. That was kind of the one you had targeted. So I guess I know you wanted Moicano, you got Benoit Saint Denis, but ultimately was it more just about the location, like getting to fight in Australia?
Yeah, I didn't really give a shit about Moicano. I knew that they weren't going to make that fight. They don't put two old dogs together. They feed us to these hungry young lions that want to make a name off us. That's what they do. So I knew, but it's the same reason why everyone says my name. You know what I mean? It's like you say them because I know that he's going to chime back. You say Moicano's name in an interview, you know he's going to chime back, and there's going to be some headlines.
Yeah. Can I ask, like, coming out, obviously I watched the interview you did with Oscar the day after the fight, and obviously you're very honest about what went wrong. But can I ask you, like, now you moved on, you're getting ready for your next fight, but can I ask, like, what do you take away from that fight with Armin? Do you just kind of put it behind you, just move on, or like, what
Oh,
do you
Bob, like
take away from
straight
that?
up, once I got back into the gym, because we're a bit long in the tooth now. I usually take a little bit of time off between training camps, but because I took that fight so quickly, I got straight back in the gym, and I'd just been out for so long. It was like a year and a half. I mean, that's the longest I've set out my entire life without a fight, and it wasn't until I got back into the gym for the next camp that I did realize that like I was a bit rusty. My range was off, my timing was off. So I feel like this camp I've been able to find that distance and find that range again, which I hadn't had. And it's just, I don't know, you get a lot of, when you don't fight for so long, you just get very impractical ideas about how everything works. And then when you get in there and you're just like, oh yeah, that's right. Like, so it was yeah, it's just hard, and it is what it is. If you try and knock some ring rust off against the number one contender in the world, it's always going to be a tough ask. But I am who I am, and I do what I do.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, when you get ready for a fight, you absolutely believe you're going to go in there and win, but it's not until you actually get in there. Maybe you feel a little bit off, feel the distance is off. Like those are things you just don't get to in the gym. Like you're not going out there trying to kill your training partner. So when you get in the gym, when you get in the fight, it's just a different feeling.
Um, the lights is different. You know what I mean? You get out in front of all of those people. I don't know. That's why I'm so excited about this fight. It's about the vibes. It's gonna be like close to home. Like all my mates. Everyone's screaming and shouting like it's gonna be sick. Yeah, it's just the Middle East, no good vibes.
When you do the interviews with Oscar, sometimes I can't tell if you're joking or serious. But can I ask, like, when because everyone brought up the headbutt, did he really break your nose with the headbutt?
Yeah, yeah. Fuck, it is what it is, and that's what the UFC is like. Wanting me, I'm like, they're like, you got to go to a specialist and get it cleared. I was like, fucking shove that up your ass. I'm like, it was from the weigh-in. I said, I'm gonna go and clear. I said, you've already had one. You already let me have one fight with her. I don't know what's the difference. Let me have another fight with her. You know what I mean? But it's like, yeah, he's fucking full headbutts my nose, caves my nose, and then everyone's just like, because yeah, I get it. Like you don't want to check it out. You check it out. They get a doctor to look at it. Fights off. They lose their main event. So I get it. Like I don't want to check that out neither. That's why I didn't say shit. I didn't say shit. But after the fight, I'm like, you want me to get it medically cleared of fucking weigh-in injury? I'm like, that's stupid.
Yeah. Can I ask, like, I'm not trying to make excuses or anything, but like a broken nose, we see it in a fight. Like, it obviously affects your breathing, affects how you're taking in oxygen. Did it play? Like, did it mess with you in the fight?
Nah. I've had so many broken noses. I don't think it's something I think from 18 to 19 years old, I just had a broken nose for it's like So it gets a bit. It's a bit. Yeah, it's never bloody worked. So I don't think it's gonna make too much of a difference at all. No.
I'm sure you heard, or maybe you didn't hear, but like afterwards, like because like obviously we know it's coming up in a couple of days with Paddy fighting Justin, and Dana White has talked about why Arman didn't get a title shot, and he mentioned he's like the headbutt played a part in that, like that behavior. They didn't like that, and obviously Arman even said, "I get it." I'm curious, Dan, as the guy who fought him and had to go through that, do you feel like it's legitimate punishment to like, hey, you're not getting a title shot because it's a stupid thing you did during the weigh-ins, or I mean, I know it doesn't affect you, but I'm like, that's what they're saying. They're saying like that played a part in him not giving him a title shot.
Yeah, maybe just no one was getting a title shot off of that fight. You know what I mean? That leads me to believe that no one was getting a title shot off of that fight, and it was just a bit of smoke and mirrors. Like they can't be, yeah, he can't be that pissed off with him. He gave him a $50,000 bonus for fuck's sakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just say you wanted to make Patty and Justin. Just say that. Don't you
Just
know
say it.
just
You know what I mean? Just say that the winner of me and Arman was never getting the title shot.
obviously
I'm a
you're
big boy. I'm a big boy. I got very thick skin.
yeah. That's what I said. I was like, I mean, don't give him the title shot. It's fine, but don't tell him that's the reason. Because if you want to make Patty and Justin, just say you want to make Patty and Justin. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Like neither of them want to fight him. So it's like you got the fucking runner-up championship for the two cobs that don't want to fight Arman. But
yeah. Um, I listen. I don't want to take the focus away from Benoit Saint Denis. That's all you're thinking about, and I want to talk about that in a second. But I got to ask you about the Paddy Pimblett stuff. It's gotten kind of ugly lately, and I know that like you had actually complimented Paddy in the past, and I know you didn't like Paddy's chances of beating Ilia Topuria. That was just an honest assessment about a fight. But have you been surprised the way things have kind of I don't know ratcheted up between you two in these last couple of weeks? Like he's done interviews and like he's talking a lot about you lately.
oh fuck, he loves me, brother. Yeah, like he's chiming away. He's always talk shit. Like I'm constantly, and I think he's funny. I like his funny little accent. You know what I mean? And then out of nowhere, he just says a fucking out of pocket statement about something you did not talk about. Who in the history of combat sports? Who in the history of combat sports has ever made a rape joke about someone's mother? Like that's like, and then he just tries to play it off like he's the victim and there, I popped off with him out of nowhere. No one's ever made a rape joke about someone's mother in the history of combat sports. He does it and then kind of sweeps it under the rug and can't believe why I'm so upset. Like, you wanted a reaction, you wanted to get under my skin. You did it. You genuinely pissed me off. And when you do that, I want to make sure that that feeling is mutual. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and try and justify the whole situation. It's just like he took it somewhere. He has to man up and understand that if you yeah talk shit, you win. You play games, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. You know what I mean? Fuck around and find out. That's the words I'm looking for. That's the words
I
I'm. He fucked around and he found out.
I say this, and I'm not sitting there saying we're best friends, Dan. We've been doing interviews for a lot of years. I feel like I know you to a certain extent. You're actually a pretty nice guy, but you ruffle your feathers, you're going to fire back. And it seemed like that was the situation. Like when he mentions your mom, and obviously that's a pretty like, that's such a weird, like, what a
Oh,
weird
just
thing to
weird,
say. Like,
bro. Just a weird thing to say. And from that statement, you can say whatever you want, how I reacted to it, but it's just like I want to cave his head in. Next time I see him, they will have to physically be restrained. Um, and I wanted to say something to make sure that that feeling is mutual. Next time we see each other, we'll be looking to cave each other's heads in. That'll be you can take that to the bank.
and listen, I certainly, and I know you. I'm sure you have the same feeling I do. Like when you're talking about the death of someone, suicide, that's serious, and I'm sure you take it seriously. But obviously, it's almost like we gloss over what he said about your mother. And I'm just like, oh, I'm not saying you need to justify one by the other, but I'm just saying like you reacted to what he said. It's not like you started the war. I guess what I'm getting at.
Yeah, it would have just been. It's just whatever. It's just whatever I could have think like whatever is the worst thing that I know 100% would have pissed him off. You know, if his mum had one leg or fuck knows. You know what I mean? It could have been it could have been fucking anything. But yeah, he was under my skin. I wanted to get under his.
Yeah. Can I ask, like, I know when we talked about the Ilya fight, you didn't love his chances in that fight. How do you think he does against Justin Gaethje?
Well, I hope Gaethje fucking starches him. Yeah, oh, just man, just the striking differential to me is just night and day, pretty much. I think that Gagey, he just fights real tall with his chin flying around in the air. Uh, yeah, if he gets clipped, I get past PSD, and then I would love to fuck him up.
I remember like going in the Arman fight, like he was making all those statements. You're like I'm gonna stand there and just let you like do something, like saying the whole on-site thing or whatever it was. I feel like you and Paddy, they might actually need the extra security if you guys get around each
Yeah,
other.
wait, Arman was fucking business, brother. This is not. This is not. This is not. That's personal.
Yeah, 100%. But obviously that's not your focus. But obviously I know everyone's talking about it right now because he's continued to talk about it for days now.
Yeah, he's just a little fucking wank.
And you guys seemingly were cool before, weren't you? Like there was no like bad blood or anything. You were kind of cool with each other, right?
Oh, like he's always chiming away. We always like talk shit, but I think we just both, we just both kind of speak our minds. But yeah, just one dumb fucking statement he said is just. But it's
Yeah.
not that to me is like signed, sealed, delivered. This guy's on the other side of the fucking world to me. You know what I mean? What am I gonna sit around getting like grumpy? Fly to wherever he lives, like brother. That's miles away. That's like him going. Oh, I see the headline and it's like 60 scousers will jump you if you come to UFC. It's like, brother, that's a week before my fight in Australia. You know what I mean? Don't go around threatening me with places with places I have no intention of being. It's like, oh, I better not see you down the Auckland Harbour Bridge tomorrow. I'll give you a like. Can't threaten someone with someone they're not going to be. And they stopped giving me tickets to the fucking UFC years ago, brother. So there's a reason.
I did have a laugh at that. I was like, I don't think Dan's going to be at UFC 324. I don't think he's going to fly to Las
Yeah,
Vegas a week before his fight.
yeah. That just made me want to go. I didn't want to go. I did. I didn't want. Don't threaten me with a good time, brother. That's a stand your ground state. We on.
I love it. I love it. Dan, let me ask you about this matchup with Benoit Saint Denis. Obviously, good fighter. I call him a go big or go home kind of guy. Like he kind of goes in one or two directions. He doesn't, he doesn't really have a middle speed. On a good 3-fight win streak, took out a good guy. Mauricio Rufy was on a big run at that point. Took out Benil Dariush after he was coming off a big win. He has the 2 losses to Dustin Poirier and to Renato Moicano. So, what do you make of Saint Denis?
Yeah, no, he's game for you. He's game. It's gonna be a good scrap. I love a good yeah, he's a scrapper. He's gonna come. I'm gonna come. I feel like it's gonna be it's gonna be firefight.
Is it do you take it as a compliment when somebody, let me just say it myself, looks at a fight and says, "Oh man, this is like fight of the night material. Like we know it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a crazy good fight, knockout. It's going to be like one of like do you like because part of me says you're not going to appreciate that because you're like you don't want to fight of the night. You want to go out and just knock this guy out and be done with it, go home and not have a broken nose or a broken jaw or whatever anything like that. But then me in my head, I'm like, there's no way this fight's going to suck. Like it's going to be a great fight.
Yeah, nah, I do feel like getting in a fight now. I haven't felt like getting in a like a. I felt like kicking someone's ass for a while, but I haven't felt like getting in a fight. I told the missus yesterday. I was like, you know what? Everything's been pissing me off lately. I do. I'm a very instinctual creature. I just told her yesterday. I said absolutely everything's been pissing me off. I really feel like just getting in a good old fashioned fist fight.
Yeah. Well, I know going into the Arman fight, like obviously you knew what Arman was all about. And by the way, like he would be dumb to go out there and try to, just have a straight up striking fight with you. He went out and did what he does best, which is grappling. But you're also coming on such a long layoff and the injury. And I know you said like it just wasn't ideal, but like it feels like this one has a lot more potential to be like a Dan Hooker fight, if you know what I mean. Like this guy's gonna give you those opportunities that
Yeah,
maybe
we
Arman
both we
wouldn't.
both yeah we both swing big. Swing big, miss big. Swing small, miss small.
I'm curious, like, do you add, like, because I remember when you had to fight, when was it? The last fight with New Zealand, that was quite a while ago, but obviously you had
So,
that fight. And I hear guys have different opinions on fighting close to home. Some guys love it because less travel, but then there's the other side, like the pressure, because you know the crowd's going to be on your side. Like, there's not going to be a big French contingency coming to Australia, at least I don't think so. Do you like, I mean, I assume you like it because I know you wanted this. So, like, do you enjoy fighting close to home?
yeah, yeah, that's the card that I'm pumped for actually. Yeah, like the whole event's gonna be massive. Getting over there and it's like Volk hasn't fought in Sydney since his like second fight in the UFC. So to come back as, two-time champion, it's just gonna be a massive event, like top to bottom. Like I know everyone in every fight. I know the boys, so it's just gonna be one of those fights where you just like the vibes are good. I love being like a co-main event of a big show like that. The crowd's gonna be going crazy, and that's something that yeah, that's something that I like. I really enjoy. Like go out in Qatar is fucking no one's screaming and shouting and pissed off their head. It was it's not the same. You know what I mean? Get a bit of beers in the get a couple beers in the boys. Get a couple hot dogs. Start throwing some shit around and let's have a good time.
Yeah. Can I ask, like, I mentioned New Zealand. Obviously, you got your fight. I know Izzy's got a fight in Seattle. Why didn't the UFC, like, it seemed like when they went to New Zealand, it was a big deal. I don't know why they don't go back there.
I think just everyone's broke, eh? I don't know.
They need to come back to New Zealand. I thought there was a good crowd over there.
Nah, it is, it is, it is. But yeah, this is different. Sydney is a lot less stressful than Auckland. Bro, you get your ass kicked in your hometown. It's like these are people you're gonna have to see down the pub in 30 years, in 30 years, I'm going to go down the pub and someone's going to go, oh, I remember when you got your ass, you know what I mean? Get my ass kicked in Qatar, I can live with that. That's not the end of the world. I don't fucking know. I know three people that were there, and they're my mates. Here, cannot lose here, brother. Cannot lose. It's too much stress. I said after the last one felt, I said, I'm never doing that ever again. That's too fucking stressful.
Yeah. So Sydney's like the good middle ground, right? Like, it's close to home, but it's
City's
not
like a
home.
good middle ground. There's like heaps of people, but it's not like my hometown. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
it's exciting, but it's not stressful.
Yeah. Well, I know coming out, like going into the Qatar fight, coming off the injury, and like you said, like it was a year and a half off, like just the time off is not something you've really done a lot in your career. To be able to go from that was October to go to this now in February, very early, late January, basically, to get
Mm.
this one. Can I imagine you want 2026 to be like a much busier year for you, assuming you stay healthy?
I am not going to be healthy after this fight.
You're already planning for it.
I'm I feel like busting some shit up.
Yeah.
We are not going to be healthy after this fight.
But you got to be healthy enough to kick Paddy Pimblett's ass after this. Come on.
True.
That's like
Yeah,
the
but
ideal
after
scenario,
Gagey,
right?
yeah, but after Gagey fucking spins his Jordan next week, he's gonna need some time too.
Yeah, I remember when Justin, the first time he fought Dustin Poirier, Dustin's like, he's like, even if you beat Justin Gaethje, it's like you went through a car crash. Like, you literally feel like you've been in a car. So like, even if you win, you're not really winning because you're not gonna feel the same the next day.
Facts.
So might be a good even ground, right? He loses to Gaethje,
Well,
you
have a
beat
good little bit
Benoit,
of
and then
time. Well, we're gonna have some time off,
yeah, evens out, right?
even it out.
Well, Dan, I do love this fight. I mean, I think that when it got announced, I was like, oh my God, they're just like creating mayhem. And this this is pure chaos. No offense to Volk and Diego Lopez is a great fight, but this is my main event. This is the one I'm most looking forward
Uh,
to.
uh,
And I love it. And I'm glad you guys got the co-main spot. And this is a fun card. A lot of good fighters on this card from Australia, that area, but this is the one I'm looking forward to, man. I'm not gonna lie. This is my main event. Sorry, Volk. This is my main event.
Thank you, brother. Nah, I'm pumped. It's definitely gonna deliver.
I love it. Well, Dan, I appreciate you always taking time for me, man. Obviously, have a great rest of your camp. I know it's pretty much almost wrapped up, last few days of that. So obviously, safe travels over to Sydney. Go out there, have some fun. Try not to get too messed up, where like a couple beers make you feel better, but not like where you have to go
No
like a long trip to the hospital, maybe.
No promises.
Well, Dan, I appreciate the time as always, man. Have a great fight. I'm sure we'll chat afterwards, and thank you for always doing this. I appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.